Have you ever felt like your energy is too intense for some people to handle? You walk into a room and the dynamic shifts immediately. People either seem drawn to you, magnetized by something they can't quite explain, or they recoil, avoid eye contact, or even change the subject abruptly. It's not your personality, your words, or even your actions that cause these reactions. It's your aura, the energy field that surrounds you. In this video, we will explore 13 powerful signs that your aura may be too much for most people to handle. These signs aren't flaws, they're spiritual indicators of your inner strength, your authenticity, and your undeniable presence. They are the markers of someone who has done the deep inner work, faced their shadows, and come out the other side with the power to transform themselves and, in turn, transform the world around them. As Carl Jung once profoundly said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. Your aura speaks volumes about how much you've embraced your authentic self, how much you've shed the layers of illusion, and how much you are willing to be seen for who you truly are. If you've ever felt misunderstood, avoided, or even envied without reason, it's likely that you're carrying an energetic presence that not only reveals truth, but also awakens souls. In the following chapters, you'll discover the signs that indicate you're embodying your true essence, along with how these traits might be affecting your relationships, your work, and your own personal peace. The signs we'll uncover will help you better understand how your powerful aura operates and how embracing it will lead you to a place of deeper self-love, spiritual alignment, and personal empowerment. As you watch, reflect on how these signs appear in your life, how they impact the way you connect with others, and how embracing your authenticity will help you become a more powerful presence in the world. By the end of this video, you will not only recognize these signs within yourself, but also begin to see them as strengths, not burdens. Let's dive into these 13 signs of a powerful aura that only the spiritually awakened can truly understand. We live in a world that thrives on pretense, on carefully constructed facades that often obscure the very essence of who we are. Day after day, from the moment we wake until the quiet of the night, we instinctively put on masks, skillfully hiding our true selves behind a performance designed to fit the expectations of others. Social gatherings, demanding workplace environments, even seemingly casual conversations online, they are all part of a meticulously choreographed drama where everyone plays their designated part, adhering to an unwritten script. The game is deeply ingrained and well-rehearsed. We all know the lines we're supposed to say, the behaviors we're expected to display, and the meticulously curated image we must project to gain acceptance, approval, or success. Yet underneath it all, beneath the polite smiles and practiced responses, there's a strange, persistent discomfort that lingers. It's a quiet, unsettling realization, a subtle dissonance that whispers, something doesn't add up. Have you ever experienced that profound sense of disconnect? Have you ever found yourself at a dinner table, participating in a conversation that feels so distant from your true self, so utterly disconnected from your authentic reality, that it almost feels as if you're an actor in someone else's play? Here's precisely where the transformative journey begins, the courageous act of recognizing that we've all been conditioned from our earliest moments to wear these masks. This conditioning, often subtle and insidious, starts in childhood, as we learn what behaviors earn love, praise, or safety, and what behaviors lead to punishment or rejection. Our successes, our carefully chosen friendships, our lauded personal achievements, everything seems to be measured by how well we conform to the roles we're given, by how perfectly we embody the persona that society or our family expects of us. Carl Jung spoke extensively of the persona, describing it not as a genuine aspect of the self, but as a kind of mask, designed on the one hand to make a definite impression upon others, and on the other, to conceal the true nature of the individual. This mask is essential for navigating the social world, but it becomes problematic when we begin to believe the mask is our true identity. We meticulously curate our lives for public consumption, choosing only the most palatable aspects to display, showing the world only what we think it wants to see, often at the expense of our own authenticity, inner peace, and well-being. But what if this relentless curation, this constant performance, is the very thing keeping us from realizing who we truly are beneath the layers of expectation? What if the profound truth about ourselves, our inherent wisdom, our boundless potential, is buried beneath layers of societal expectation, the desperate craving for external approval, and the unconscious imitation of others? As you read these words, something deep inside you is stirring, a quiet awakening, the undeniable knowledge that these masks aren't real, that they are merely temporary constructs, and that there's a deeper, more liberating truth waiting to be revealed. This truth promises not just relief from the burden of pretense, but a profound sense of self-acceptance, inner freedom, and genuine connection that the masks could never provide. The necessity here is stark. Shedding the mask is not just an option, but an absolute prerequisite for genuine living, for unlocking your true power, and for experiencing life in its fullest, most authentic expression. It's a call to profound self-integrity. What if you could genuinely see beyond the veil of societal illusions and superficial interactions that most people take for granted? What if you possessed the profound ability to penetrate the thinly veiled social constructs that primarily define how we relate to one another, how we conduct business, and even how we collectively perceive and pursue success and happiness? Imagine having the uncanny ability to look beyond the surface of every interaction, every news headline, every polished social media post, to notice with acute clarity the inherent contradictions, the glaring discrepancies, and the hidden truths that remain completely invisible to the vast majority of others who are content to operate within the comfortable boundaries of conventional reality. You might, for instance, begin to see the subtle cracks in the so-called perfect life projected by your peers, recognizing the immense effort behind the facade. You'd spot the inconsistencies in the narratives we tell ourselves and each other about happiness, security, or achievement, discerning the underlying anxieties and unmet needs. This profound gift of perception, this heightened awareness, though immensely powerful and potentially liberating, can often feel like a heavy curse. It's not something you asked for, nor is it easily controlled or turned off. It's certainly not something that makes you instantly popular at superficial parties or comfortable social gatherings, where deeper truths are often avoided. And yet, for those of us who are wired to see the world differently, with this heightened sense of awareness, it's an inescapable and often isolating reality that defines our experience. The truth is, society doesn't fear intelligence because it's inherently dangerous in a direct, destructive sense. It fears intelligent people because their very existence, their penetrating questions, and their unvarnished insight serve as an uncomfortable mirror, reflecting back all the things we, as a collective, would rather not confront. Our hypocrisy, our collective delusions, our unconscious biases, and our comfortable ignorance, and the underlying fragility of our carefully constructed realities. Intelligence, particularly a deeply discerning and reflective intelligence that seeks fundamental truths, doesn't fit neatly into the world of superficiality, easy answers, and comfortable illusions that many prefer. It demands a deeper level of truth. It asks uncomfortable questions. And that truth, however uncomfortable it may be, often reveals things people are simply not ready or willing to face. Those with sharp, penetrating minds are often perceived as outsiders, as rebels or eccentrics, not because they deliberately choose isolation or seek to be contrary, but because their deeper awareness exposes the inherent flaws, the glaring contradictions, and the often painful realities in a world that prefers to remain blissfully ignorant or comfortably numb. This is why intelligent people, more often than not, feel a profound sense of isolation, a unique loneliness that stems from seeing too much. It's not that they're not trying to connect, it's that their deeper awareness, their capacity to see the underlying patterns and truths, creates a chasm between their reality and the commonly accepted one, making genuine, resonant connection challenging. The curiosity here lies in recognizing this subtle yet powerful societal dynamic. The necessity is to understand that this burden is, in fact, a path to deeper truth, even if it's a solitary one initially. It's a truly fascinating and, in some profound ways, tragic paradox, how society simultaneously needs and often overtly rejects intelligent people. On one hand, We absolutely depend on visionary thinkers, brilliant scientists, groundbreaking innovators, and courageous philosophers to propel humanity forward, to solve complex problems, and to discover new frontiers of knowledge and technology. Without their relentless questioning, their daring insights, and their innovative spirit, progress would inevitably stagnate, and we would remain mired in outdated paradigms, unable to adapt or evolve. Their contributions are indispensable for collective advancement. On the other hand, as a collective, we often struggle immensely to handle the inherent discomfort, the unsettling revelations, and the inconvenient truths that their profound insights often bring to light. Their clarity can feel like a disruption, a direct challenge to the status quo that many prefer to maintain, even if it's suboptimal. Take, for example, the monumental work of Arthur Schopenhauer. His groundbreaking ideas, though incredibly relevant and deeply insightful into human nature and the nature of reality, were largely ignored, misunderstood, or outright dismissed in his own time. The academic world, often entrenched in its own established paradigms and intellectual comfort zones, dismissed his profound observations as pessimistic or eccentric. Society, preferring its comforting illusions, found his critiques of human nature and the pervasive, often irrational will too difficult, too bleak, or too unsettling to accept. But here's the crucial twist, the profound irony. It's not that Schopenhauer's ideas were wrong or flawed or irrelevant. So in fact, history has overwhelmingly proven them to be some of the most valuable, prescient, and deeply insightful philosophical contributions ever conceived, echoing through the works of later thinkers like Nietzsche and Freud, and even resonating with contemporary psychology. The real underlying issue was that Schopenhauer's brilliance, his unflinching honesty, made people profoundly uncomfortable. It forced them to face the uncomfortable reality of their own deeply cherished illusions, their unconscious drives, and the uncomfortable truths about existence they'd rather not acknowledge. Why does this peculiar dynamic happen? Why do we as a collective often fear intelligent people so much, even as we desperately benefit from their genius? It's because they fundamentally challenge everything we take for granted, every comforting narrative, every unquestioned assumption upon which our societal structures and personal identities are built. They are the ones who courageously point out that the emperor has no clothes, even when everyone else prefers to admire his invisible attire, maintaining a collective delusion. They ask inconvenient questions that expose the glaring inconsistencies, the logical fallacies, and the deeply ingrained hypocrisies in our beliefs, our systems, and our behaviors. And as uncomfortable, unsettling, or even threatening as it may be to our ego and our established worldview, this intellectual and spiritual disruption is precisely what we need for genuine growth. Without these challenging questions, without these uncomfortable truths being laid bare for all to see, we would remain stagnant, stuck in a repetitive loop of ignorance and illusion. Without these profound challenges, we would never truly grow, never evolve beyond our current limitations, never reach our higher potential. But society, instead of embracing the discomfort as a catalyst for growth, often instinctively pushes back, reacting with defensive mechanisms. It labels intelligent people as elitist, negative, cynical, or too critical, dismissing their insights rather than genuinely engaging with them. These aren't real, valid criticisms of the intelligent person. They are, as Jung would explain, collective defense mechanisms designed to protect the fragile ego and the established collective consciousness from uncomfortable truths that threaten its stability and comfort. Society craves the innovations and solutions that intelligent minds bring, but it's not always willing to deal with the necessary discomfort, the destabilization of old paradigms that comes with genuinely confronting their insights. The necessity here is to understand this pushback as a sign of progress, not personal failing, and to recognize that embracing these insights is crucial for both individual and collective evolution, urging us to step beyond our comfort zones. Now let's dive even deeper, moving beyond broad societal dynamics into the intimate and often challenging landscape of your own inner world. This is where the rubber meets the road, where true transformation begins. Think about a time, perhaps recently, when your deeply held beliefs were directly challenged. Someone, it could be a friend, a book you read, a new piece of information that resonated with a deeper knowing, or even a sudden, undeniable internal realization that struck you like lightning, presented an idea or a perspective that made you profoundly uncomfortable, that made you question the very foundations of your own beliefs, your worldview, your identity. How did that feel in your body, in your mind, in your heart? Did your heart race, your palms sweat, your stomach churn? Did you feel a surge of defensiveness, a primal urge to protect your existing viewpoint, your established narrative, your sense of self? Did you immediately try to dismiss the other person's point of view, to discredit the source, or to rationalize away the new information, simply to avoid the internal dissonance and the unsettling feeling it created? That's not a sign of weakness, dear one. It's a profound sign of humanity, a deeply ingrained psychological mechanism designed to protect the ego and maintain a sense of certainty and coherence, even if that coherence is built on illusion. When our core beliefs are challenged, especially those we've held for a long time and those that form the bedrock of our identity, it feels like an existential attack on our very being, on the core of who we believe ourselves to be, because our beliefs are so intricately woven into our sense of self and security. And for truly intelligent and deeply reflective people, this constant, often jarring challenge to established narratives and personal beliefs happens on a regular basis, almost as a default mode of operation. They are wired to seek truth, to identify inconsistencies, to push boundaries. They see things others don't. They ask questions others are too afraid, too comfortable, or too unaware to ask, and they relentlessly push the boundaries of what's considered acceptable thought or conventional wisdom. But this constant confrontation with uncomfortable truths, this relentless intellectual and spiritual inquiry, can feel like a profound burden, a unique loneliness that most cannot begin to understand or empathize with. The intelligent mind isn't a curse in itself. It's a powerful, intricate instrument capable of immense insight and creation. But it can certainly feel incredibly isolating in a world that often prioritizes fleeting comfort, superficial harmony, and easy answers over the arduous pursuit of deeper truth. It's the constant burden of seeing things differently, of being hyper-aware of the vast gaps between how things are presented and how they actually are, between how things could be and the stagnant reality many cling to. This clarity can be a source of constant internal dissonance, and it's intensely frustrating, even agonizing, when others simply don't see it. Or worse, when they actively dismiss it as negativity, cynicism, or intellectual snobbery, rather than engaging with the substance of the insight. It's the profound exhaustion of constantly trying to make others see what you so clearly perceive, to gently or sometimes desperately try to wake them up to the intricate patterns, the hidden connections, and the uncomfortable truths that you've already deeply understood and processed. This frustration is severely compounded by the undeniable fact that the world, in its relentless pursuit of instant gratification and superficial connection, doesn't always make space for deeper, more complex and nuanced conversations. The collective consciousness tends to prefer simplistic narratives, comforting certainties, and emotional comfort zones, even if those zones are built on illusion. But true growth, true, profound, and lasting progress, both individually and collectively, that only happens when we courageously move beyond the surface, when we dare to dig deeper, to ask the difficult questions, and to confront the uncomfortable reflections of our own inner world. Joseph Murphy would remind us that your subconscious mind does not care about what is real or what is imagined. This powerful principle means that your inner discomfort from challenged beliefs is a direct signal that your internal programming is being disrupted, pushing you toward a new, more expansive truth that your subconscious will eventually accept if you persist in feeding it this new reality. The curiosity arises. What transformative insights will I find if I truly embrace this discomfort and look within? The necessity. I must face my own reflections to evolve and live authentically, unlocking my true potential. It's in the raw, often visceral discomfort of truth that real, transformative growth occurs. Society, in its inherent drive for harmony and stability, often attempts to wrap everything in a neat, easily digestible package, sanitizing complex realities and presenting them in palatable forms to avoid disruption. But genuine growth doesn't work that way. It defies neat packaging and comfortable categories. Real growth is inherently messy. It's uncomfortable, disruptive, and often profoundly disorienting. It's about bravely confronting the shadows of our own deeply ingrained beliefs, our inherited patterns, and our unexamined assumptions, and daring to see the truth, even when that truth is hard to bear, even when it shatters our most cherished illusions and comforts. Think about how you truly feel when you encounter an uncomfortable truth, a truth about yourself, about a relationship, about the world. It's not pleasant, is it? It stirs something fundamental inside you, a deep resonance that bypasses intellectual resistance, a primal urge to recoil. But that, dear one, is precisely where transformation begins. It's not found in the comforting familiarity of what we already know, or in the safe confines of our established comfort zones. True growth flourishes in the fertile soil of the discomfort, of what we haven't yet understood, what we haven't yet integrated, what we haven't yet dared to face. This is precisely where intelligent people truly shine. They are the trailblazers, the pioneers who are willing to see what others don't want to see, who have the courage to ask the hard questions that inevitably lead to the real, often inconvenient answers. But their enduring struggle, their unique cross to bear, lies in the fact that most people, preferring comfort over truth, aren't ready to face these truths or even acknowledge their existence. The power of uncomfortable truths is akin to a surgeon's scalpel. It cuts precisely, but it cuts to heal. It dissects the illusions that bind us, revealing the underlying reality beneath the facade. This process is not about self-flagellation or punishment. It's about profound liberation and radical authenticity. Each uncomfortable truth you bravely face chips away at the false self, the egoic constructs that have kept you small and stuck in repetitive patterns. It's in these moments of vulnerability, of exposed raw honesty, that genuine strength is forged, where resilience is built, and where new capacities emerge. The more you shy away from these truths, the more they will manifest as repeating patterns, internal resistance and stagnation in your life. Embrace them, integrate them, and they become powerful catalysts for unparalleled growth, profound clarity, and authentic power. This is why the pursuit of truth, though often painful, is the most profound act of self-love and self-mastery. It's a deep curiosity about the authentic self and an urgent necessity for true liberation. Carl Jung's concept of the shadow is perfectly aligned here. The shadow is a moral problem that challenges the whole ego personality, for no one can become conscious of the shadow without considerable moral effort. To become conscious of it involves recognizing the dark aspects of the personality as present and real. Facing uncomfortable truths is the very act of making the shadow conscious, an essential, non-negotiable step for achieving psychological wholeness and true personal power. So what's the profound solution for those who see differently, who carry the burden of uncomfortable truths, and who yearn for deeper connection and understanding in a world often content with superficiality and manufactured narratives? How can intelligent and awakened individuals navigate this often difficult, isolating terrain of heightened perception? The answer, both simple and revolutionary, lies in finding your tribe, the rare individuals who genuinely understand you, who not only appreciate the depth of your thoughts, but actively seek out the complexity of your insights, who resonate with your unique frequency and intellectual hunger. These kindred spirits are out there, scattered throughout the world, perhaps feeling their own profound sense of isolation, just waiting for your authentic signal to connect, waiting to find their reflection in your awakened awareness. These are the people who will ask the same deep, challenging questions that ignite your soul, who will gracefully yet firmly challenge your assumptions in a way that promotes genuine growth, and who will actively encourage you to think even further, to explore new intellectual and spiritual frontiers without judgment or fear. They are the ones who will help you grow, not by simplifying your profound thoughts or reducing your complex insights to palatable sound bites, but by diving into the complexity with you, reveling in the nuances, and exploring the intricate layers of reality side by side as true companions on the journey. But here's the crucial key, the pivotal step you must take to find them, you must first stop hiding. Stop dumbing down your thoughts, stifling your insights, or censoring your authentic self for the sake of perceived acceptance or fitting into outdated molds. Stop pretending to be less than you are, to diminish your brilliance, your unique perspective, to avoid making others uncomfortable. Your profound intelligence, your unique perspective, your ability to perceive deeper truths is not a flaw. It's a magnificent, sacred gift, a powerful asset in a world starved for genuine insight and authentic leadership. But it's a gift that needs to be shared openly and fearlessly with others who are truly ready and willing to receive it, to engage with it, to grow from it. These people, your tribe, your soul family, your intellectual equals, they are out there waiting to be discovered, waiting for your authentic signal. And when you find them, when you connect with these individuals who truly see and value you, you will no longer feel the heavy burden of isolation. Instead, you'll experience the profound joy of true connection, of deep, expansive conversations that nourish your soul, and of the profound understanding that comes when you find your intellectual and spiritual equals. This cultivates a burning curiosity. Where is my tribe? How do I attract them effectively? And a compelling necessity. I must stop hiding and fully embrace my authenticity to find them and fulfill my unique purpose. Joseph Murphy's principles suggest that by consciously affirming your desired connections and by radiating your authentic self and inner worth, you will inevitably attract those who resonate with your true frequency and are aligned with your path. In the end, your intelligence, your insatiable curiosity, and your extraordinary ability to see the world in a way that others cannot yet perceive is not something to be ashamed of, to hide, or to apologize for. It's something to be celebrated, embraced, and utilized as your most potent tool for personal and collective transformation. The world, in its current state of collective consciousness, may not always understand you, may even resist your truths, may try to pull you back into conformity, but that's ultimately not your problem or your burden. Your sacred job is to stay unflinchingly true to yourself, to honor your unique perception, to keep asking the difficult, uncomfortable, yet vital questions that lead to deeper truths, and to keep pushing the boundaries of what's considered possible for humanity. The path ahead is one of continuous self-discovery, of embracing your unique perspective in all its multifaceted glory, and of finding the conscious individuals who will walk alongside you, supporting your evolution and celebrating your authenticity. Don't be afraid of the discomfort that inevitably arises from genuine growth and profound truth. Don't shy away from the difficult truths, both within yourself and about the world, because these are precisely the catalysts for radical transformation. Because in the end, it's these very truths that will lead you to the radical transformation you seek. A transformation that not only liberates you, but empowers you to contribute your unique brilliance to creating a more honest, more thoughtful, and more connected world than ever before. Your intelligence is your gift, your unique contribution, and it's time to use it to create a reality that reflects your deepest truth for yourself and for the collective. If you feel this video has touched something deep within you, if it has resonated with a truth your soul has been seeking, if it has sparked a profound curiosity and a compelling necessity for genuine inner change, then we invite you to acknowledge this shift. Leave a comment below with the word aligned to show you received this message fully and are ready to embrace this journey. Your engagement is not just a comment, it's a powerful signal to the universe and also helps us know who is walking this path with us, building a vibrant community of conscious creators committed to transformation. If you want to continue this profound journey of self-discovery and transformation, if you're truly ready to dive deeper into these hidden truths, integrate your authentic self, and actively co-create your reality from the inside out, then make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more exclusive insights and guidance, and join us on this unfolding path of awakening. Remember, the next message, the next key, the next revelation on your journey will come when the universe knows you're truly ready to receive it, when your frequency is perfectly attuned to the wisdom that awaits. We are here to support your journey every step of the way, helping you unlock the magnificent power within.